Oh gosh. Okay, roll a new intro.
Take that, mental illness. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Youth Potential, a place where we talk about all sorts of things related to mental health. Whether you feel good or whether you feel meh, this place is for you. Also, I've got an Instagram account. Please go and check that out.
Hello, my friend Scott, representing Youth Potential here. It's been some time. It's been quite a long time. Obviously, I haven't posted anything on YouTube for some time. Best part of a year, or has it been more than a year? I can't remember. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, that I haven't posted any content that you can learn from, that you can be inspired by, or that you can relate to. Honestly, I've been lacking confidence in myself, in my content. And it's been really tough, especially last year, referring to 2022. The year started off pretty poorly for me, and I just didn't cope with it well. Didn't cope with it well at all. I didn't do anything drastic for once, which is quite unlike me, but I've spent the majority of time of last year and the beginning of this year, sort of like the first few months, really struggling, really struggling with my mental health, just struggling with my confidence, self-esteem, that kind of stuff. I didn't believe in me. It was horrible, really kind of kept me sort of imprisoned within myself. And yeah, I didn't cope with it too well. And that's just why there was nothing. I didn't put out anything for pretty much the whole of last year and the beginning of this year. Just nothing worth. I didn't feel like I was worth anything, or that my content was worth anything, or doing anything for you lot. So yeah, took some time off, and it's been helpful. Don't get me wrong, I've been keeping myself busy over the last year, not with so much Youth Potential, but I have been doing stuff. And let me tell you about what I've been doing over the past year, outside of feeling like super depressed and really emotional, having some severe mood swings. So last year I engaged in a form of group therapy for about 3 months. It was meant to be for a year, but I really struggled to balance that and being in work at the same time. I was doing 3 days of work, about 10 to 12 hour days, and the group therapy I was going to was 6 hours a day, 10 till 4, and that was 3 times a week. So I was only getting kind of like one day to myself where I could actually chill and not think about mental health, my mental health, and not have to go to work. So I was engaging in that for 3 months. It was really eye-opening, but yeah, it was absolutely exhausting. That's why I quit it after 3 months. But I did feel like I learnt quite a bit in that time, a lot about myself, a lot about my past, some changes of perceptions of things from my past. Yeah, it was tough, really tough. And the therapy was all catered around people that have EUPD or BPD, depending on which one you want to call it. So I did that, made some new friends. That was really good. I think that's probably the most important thing for me last year, doing that group therapy, because I really needed it after starting off the year super low. But some other good news is, sort of over the last few months of this year, I have been working on myself and changed my career, finally out of hospitality, no longer have to work in restaurants or hotels. So that has made like a real big change to me, the change of career. So now I get to work in like a sort of like housing hostel charity for people that are homeless in the towns that I live in. And it's obviously a lot more related to Youth Potential, because I get to help like people talk about mental health and stuff. I'm not a support worker. I'm classed as like a house manager, but I do get to talk to the residents that we house, and I do get to talk about mental health, and I can, use what I've learnt over the years to help these people. So that I'm really pleased of. I had quite an unpleasant experience a couple of weeks ago where someone passed away. One of the service users that we had. That was a really intense thing to go through, and having to deal with that and find that person. But I'm really grateful because the new charity that I work for is absolutely amazing. They've really supported me through that thing because obviously they know that happens in that line of work. So yeah, that's really good, really good. I've been working on my third book as well. I got quite far into book 3, my original book 3, which was more kind of like a sequel to my first book. But after tens of thousands of words, I decided to reset it because it was becoming a bit of a mess. My head was a bit of a mess, and it was reflecting too many things over the last couple of years, and I was really struggling to manage that. Sort of like last year. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to start completely from scratch, and I'm going to write a new book. And that's what I've been doing. I've been working on book 3, and this book is, each chapter is divided into a different mental health topic. They're all things that I have plenty of experience with, whether it be something sort of from a first person perspective, me having to go through things and overcome them or adapt to them or whatever, and it's also including some experiences from people around me as well, like my friends and stuff. And so each chapter is like depression, anxiety, EUPD, autism. I know that's not technically mental health, but I'm covering it anyway because it's part of my life. Self-harm, suicide, being an inpatient, all those kinds of things. So each chapter is a different topic, one of those kind of topics, and then I talk about it, share some stories, experiences, etc. And then I'm trying to give some sort of hope and a little bit of advice to people that are going through or coping with or experiencing or having to live with those kinds of conditions and stuff. And also within the chapters, I'll be talking to people that are being in a more supportive role. So if you're someone who's got a friend that's struggling with depression, or you've got a relative that's been self-harming or some, those kinds of things, there's plenty of content catered to that as well. So the book is basically aimed at people that are struggling and people that want to help those that are struggling. So yeah, I really hope that you lot enjoy that book, because I'm enjoying writing it. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, and not too long. Each chapter is going to be fairly bite-sized, I'd say. But yeah, straight to the point. Just like me, no faffing, straight to the point. Although I haven't been working on YouTube, the Youth Potential channel, I have been slowly plucking away over the last few months at my Instagram account. If you don't already follow that, please go and follow that. I've done a few live streams, been getting back into that, and I've just been posting general stuff about feelings and emotions, mental health, blah 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 blah. At the same time, doing that and doing my new job, I've been trying to relax, trying to give myself like a day of rest where I don't have to think about Youth Potential, I don't have to think about work, don't have to think about responsibilities at all, and I can just do things like play video games, watch movies, or go meet friends, whatever, blah 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 blah. And having that balance is really helped, really helped. One of the other cool things I did over the last year, I think it was actually earlier this year, is I got to meet Self-Harmer Problems, which you guys probably follow her. Her real name's Malika, and it was such an awesome day. We met up in Camden in London, spent the day there just catching up, just getting to know each other a little bit more personally, obviously, because she was travelling all over Europe, And that was such a cool day. Really, really grateful. She's equally as nice in person as she is on social media. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to over the past sort of roughly 18 months. As much as I like to do my videos in one take, I couldn't help but let my phone fill up there. No memory, so let's crack on with it. Hello, my friend Scott, representing you. So, my mental health over the last year, as I was saying, it was pretty poor beginning of last year, and it was pretty poor right up until me changing jobs over the last few months. Self-harm, as I say, has been fairly minimal over that time. I think leading up to when I did therapy between about July and September last year, just before that, I was going through a fair bit of self-harm. I was hurting myself. Got into therapy. That kind of curbed a little bit because the therapy was kind of taking up so much of my time and energy that I just couldn't self-harm because I felt so exhausted, because self-harming is exhausting in itself. I didn't really want to add more to it. But since changing jobs, mental health's been a lot better, and I'm pretty grateful for that, because you lot probably know what it's like to feel miserable for like an entire year and longer. So yeah, hopefully you can empathise with me on that. So now I'm trying to live a life of being more balanced. As I said at the start of the video, having a day to myself where I don't have to have any responsibilities. I can just relax. I'm making sure I'm working hard in my job, working smart, should I say, not working harder, working smarter. And that's given me a chance to help people, and obviously help my colleagues as well as the people that I have to manage. And yeah, overall, I'm feeling a lot better for it. Again, as I always say here at Youth Potential, I'm not in a state of recovery. I'm not recovered either. I don't like living my life like that. I much prefer just living in the moment, trying to be as realistic as possible, not being too negative, not being too positive. I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me or Youth Potential. This project that is Youth Potential isn't about, achieving happiness and becoming this wonderful person and life is brilliant and you don't have to worry about your mental health anymore. That's not what it's about. It's about being realistic and learning to adapt to life with whatever crazy stuff it throws at us. Learning to adapt ourselves to our mental health conditions in relation to the things that we have to go through in life, all the challenges. So we can't avoid those. Well, most of the time we can't avoid them anyway. So yeah, that's basically everything about me, about what I've been doing, about what's happened at Youth Potential. I'm feeling like big things are on the horizon. But, and there is a bit of a but, I think what I'm struggling with at the moment, if I'm completely honest with myself, is loneliness, lacking of companionship, and yeah, that's holding me back a little bit. But in terms of creativity and coming up with ideas for content, that's all good. That's all flowing back now. I'm feeling more confident in that aspect, and it's going to be really good to be more consistent and chat with you lot. Anyway, I have been reading all the comments that have been left on the channel over the past year. Please, I always do read them, so please leave comments. I don't always reply, but I do try to leave a like to acknowledge the fact that I've read it. Yeah, okay, so not onwards and upwards, but more forwards and being careful. Take care, everyone. See you soon.